Welcome to We're Talking Bears,
where we bring you the latest in the Chicago Bears experience.
I'm Uncle,
nephew,
and I'm Son,
and we're talking Bears.
What a week! What a week!
What a weak team. I like to keep the profanity off the show, but man, oh man. I don't know. How about you guys? I took a nap. I was taking a nap when the game came on. I almost forgot that the Bears played this weekend. No Justin Fields in the lineup. Almost didn't care at all, actually. But we did win. And I'm happy to know that we did win in the race to the number one draft pick.
Yep. Well, we're at least trying to come in second.
Yeah, we're currently in control of the second overall pick. Carolina won, we lost, so they've moved ahead of us.
And this season is not over. It is not over.
No, we have 5 games to screw that up. Like we go out and we do go 3-2, we end up like with the 15th pick.
We've got 4 tough games and the Lions to screw that up is what we've got.
Right. And the Lions are playing good ball.
I was about to say the Lions.
They took Buffalo all the way down to the wire.
I mean,
didn't they beat us?
Yeah, they beat us, beat the Pack,
barely.
Took Buffalo down to the wire.
That's what I'm saying, man. You're talking about tough games and the Lions. They're one of those. They are a tough game for us.
Mm-hmm.
That's sad.
Yeah, you know what it is? I don't know. Is it just Chicago optimism or what, man? But this season went from like I was super excited in the beginning, and then I'm super excited now.
You know what? I would say that at the beginning we started off hopeful, and I think we had some reason for hope. I mean, that opener against the 49ers, we played some football. Yeah. You know, 2 weeks in, we're 2-1. And then some of our holes started to get exposed, and we just couldn't fill other holes. And, you know, then we trade Quinn and we mentally lose Roquan. Then we trade Roquan, we lose the defense. Now we're not in, and, you know, now it's track race, and we aren't built for track races.
I mean, since the Roquan trade, our defense, I think they said on the broadcast, has given up something like 43 points a game.
Yeah, that's including the Dallas game. I kind of looked at that as an anomaly. I looked at over the course of the year, like we're giving up like 30-something points a game. But
if we exclude the Dallas game, then we're still at like
30-something. Yeah, no, we're giving up like 30. We're giving up like 33 without the Dallas game. You know, so that's, I mean, that you that's hard to win football giving up 33.
Yeah.
You need Kansas City's offense to win football giving up 33.
And we're also looking at this recent rash of injuries, man. Like, man, I know what Beckham is talking about with that turf, man, because that shit took down Eddie Jackson, took down Mooney when he got his foot stuck under that one guy. Man, I want
to ask you all a question. I know perspective is everything. Unc, you've been watching football a long time, sports in general. That's no diss. Is there something in the water, man? Is it like, it seems like a lot of injuries nowadays. Has it always been like this? It seems like
you know what? I mean, football has always been a sport where people get injured. I think, you know, to be just you know, the unsaid truth. You know, when there's a level of legal enhancement out there, right? And then there's a level of not sanctioned by the NFL enhancement. And when you're taking the human body as far as you can go scientifically, then you just, you know, it's like a car, man. If you driving that race car with your foot to the floor, trying to beat the guy behind you for 3 hours, that engine's not gonna last 100,000 miles. You know, you're not gonna get 10,000 miles out that motor. You get a season if you're lucky, right?
I also think we gotta pay attention to the fact that that like the players in the NFLPA are really harping on right now. Turf is dangerous playing football on. I've experienced it firsthand, and the players, like, they've got data backing up. They say between 2012 and 2018, 28% more non-contact injuries, like just falling down with something tore because you tried to change directions and the ground just did something weird. 28% more on turf than on grass. That's a huge number.
That's enormous. But then you gotta add in little stuff like, back in my day, you used to have a full knee pad that covered your whole knee, and guys to go faster would cut their knee pad in half. And that was illegal, but they do it. And, nobody's grabbing your knee, checking your knee pad. But, now they barely wear knee pads. So when that helmet comes near that knee, it's making contact with all those little tiny bones in there and the cartilage, versus, not that the knee pads were given a lot of protection, but it's some, so little stuff like that counts too, right? And so there's a lot going on. And there's a lot that's, and you're operating the human body at the top of its potential, and then you making little adjustments, and some of it, like turf, they're just learning about, and then the other thing is going from grass to turf and back. You like you said, like there's some things you go ahead, do it on grass that you probably want to think twice about doing on turf, and how are you going to modulate that game to game, and whose turf is worse and whose turf is worse on a rainy day. I
got you.
Yeah.
Hey, so no Justin Fields. What did you all think about Trevor Siemian, how the offense looked without Justin Fields out there?
Well, man, that first drive, that where he brought the team down, not the drive for a field goal, but the drive for a touchdown. Wow. He threw up some 50-50 balls that and let some of our receivers prove they're going to win the 50. I mean, Pringle and Claypool both pulled some tough 50-50 balls down. Claypool pulls down the 50-50 ball where it's actually called pass interference. And, that takes a lot of work to get the Bears, for us to get a pass interference call. So the guy's all over him, and he still pulls it in. And Pringle just took the ball off the guy's helmet to get the touchdown. So, I like that Siemian knows when to throw those type of balls up. Same time, the talent level between Siemian and JF, just that pure athletic skill, when that defense settled back and said, we're going to take the pass off the table, all of a sudden we're really flat, versus when that happens against JF, wow, boom, we could still make something happen. He can make something happen. So, and it also showed, because Siemian had good pocket presence and tried to stay in the pocket. And it also shows that offensive line stinks and still does.
Man.
Always has.
Man, oh man.
Yeah. Siemian was just barely getting that ball out before he got killed or getting killed.
Yeah. There was no in between. There were no plays where I saw him let the ball go and then stand up and still be clean after the throw. I don't think I saw that one time.
Yeah, and then I watched some Tampa Bay, and they're facing the Rams, who we know have a pass rush, and Brady on several plays has a pocket that's about 6 feet in every direction. With guys, Aaron Donald is trying to get to him.
Right.
So that we don't have to have one that good, but we don't have to be this bad.
I'd like one that good. That'd be great.
I'm not mad about having one that good, but do we have to be this bad?
I mean, Yeah.
If you want that #1 pick, stop complaining. Because man, because that's what they're doing right now. That's what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the defense is gone. The offense, defense left with Quinn and Roquan. The offense left with JF, and
there's none left.
Yeah,
Preseason
how do you feel about JF playing this season moving forward? I just heard no more Mooney. So with some of these injuries to our guys, does it make sense to? I mean, of course, I want to see Justin Fields play, but knowing what he has at stake, you get what I'm saying? Do we put him out there? Do we sit him? How do you guys feel?
I think he should come back after the bye if he's healthy enough to do so, if that shoulder injury doesn't linger, okay. Which I don't think it will. If he's already practicing and throwing and stuff, give him, two full weeks to recover with no contact, let his legs rest. I think he should come back for the last few games down the stretch. Reason being is the time behind center, the reps under center be more important for him than any other individual on the roster. And I think what we proved this year with him is that he can elevate the guys around him. That much is well beyond question. But I think what still is left to be proved for him is, can he just sit in the pocket and throw if you take running away, if running is discouraged because he's got that shoulder injury and you don't want to aggravate it, so you're going to run less. That's what you want to see from him long term, because you want to see him at the very least going through next year, the year after, when we're actually looking competing for Super Bowls instead of for the first overall pick. I think what we want to see is him being able to preserve himself from the pocket and show us that you can sit up and only run late in games when you have to, when you can use that as an optional weapon, not as a primary. So that's going to take some more reps. That's going to take more development as a passer and just more time. So I say put him in.
I would say this. I agree with you in theory, but in reality, we can't protect him. So in reality, we can't protect him. So understanding that, we didn't protect Simeon. We're not going to protect Fields, so he's really not going to get the opportunity to throw the ball. He's going to be out there running.
Fields been throwing the ball.
I mean, I'm not a lot, but on the other side, to continue to grow in his rhythm with Kmet, that's really coming on as a phenomenal thing. To let him get some rhythm with Pringle, who I think should be a guy that should stay with us, and we obviously are bought into Claypool. So let him work out get some rhythm with those. If he can get rhythm with those three guys, that is enormous, and the only way you're going to do that is in actual game situations. So that's valuable. You know what? If he's 10% injured, if he's only 90% or 80%, I'm not putting him on the field.
I agree.
He has to be 100%. That shoulder has to be 100% fine, because that could end his running period. And his legs are his biggest weapon. He is challenging already in his second year to be the greatest running quarterback in the NFL ever. And so you got to have his legs, and he's going to use them more than just in the fourth quarter, but he can throw a lot more if we can protect him. And just run when they decide that they're going to sit back in a zone, a cover three or something of that sort, where they're sitting, three safeties back. Well, not three safeties, but three DBs back, or something like that. And yeah, go ahead. I dare you. I dare you to sit back in a deep zone, in a deep shell. He's going to run. So, it's tough. And then honestly, I think with the play calling, Getsy had some phenomenal times as play calling. And I think he's injured because of some bad play calling. So, you know, you make a few mistakes in a play calling with a questionable line, and either your quarterback gets blitzed in the pocket or he gets blitzed coming out of the pocket. And we've had those mistakes with play calling. So long term, I'd sit him. I think he's shown enough and gotten enough. The only people I'd say he can really grow with are Pringle and Claypool. And that's a good thing, but I don't know if it's worth the risk.
Both make some very, 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 very valid points.
What you got? Where do you stand?
You know what? I'm actually right there with both of you. I can agree. I'm kind of leaning in your favor because while I do agree with Cuzzo, I think we want to see him back out there. I think he needs those reps. I haven't seen us able to protect him, like you said, and to legitimately give him an opportunity just to sit in the pocket and pass, because they take running off the table. Well, what I've seen a lot from him this year is that it's not really that. It's that the O-line isn't allowing him that time. It's like passing is off the table, and therefore he's able to make magic happen when he runs. That's kind of how I see it. And if they can't protect him, you're right. It's not gonna really too much matter if he's out there. He ends up running anyway. I don't think that started off as the plan. I think he just kind of makes miracles happen, and from that, they've seen that they can utilize him in that way, kind of on the attack. But again, I do agree with Cuzzo. But I think that might be, like you said, kind of better in theory.